Mr. Johan Sardenia from the Blue Oasis Veterinary Clinic. Sir, can you just tell us yung mga services ng veterinary clinic?
Well, we do normal general health check para sa mga pets, mainly sa mga dogs at saka sa cats, and then we also do for bunnies or rabbits. And then, ang main services na in-offer namin would be the annual vaccinations, which is one of the requirements here in Dubai or in UAE. And then, we also provide general consultations for the health of the pet, and then municipality registrations. And then, we are proud that we are one of the 2 clinics here in Dubai that can perform MRI for pets if it's required. And we also have ultrasound and x-ray. And we perform also, our doctors also perform surgeries for pets. Let's say neutering, spaying, or generally known as castration for the cats and for the dogs.
Ano yung mga common diseases ng mga animals na pwedeng i-cause to sa inyo?
Well, karamihan sa mga natatanggap namin ng mga inquiries about pets would be skin diseases. Normal yan sa mga pets, like let's say ringworms, or let's say mites or fleas and ticks, yung mga ganun. Also gastrointestinal problems, kasi sometimes when ang mga pets are spoiled ng kanilang mga owners, nagkakaroon sila ng mga problema internally. So, just a general rule, ang mga pets, hindi sila pwedeng pakainin ng mga pagkain na may salt.
Na may?
Salt.
Okay.
Asin.
Oo.
Okay, kasi isa yan sa mga bagay na talagang hindi kaya ng body ng isang pet.
Oo.
Alright? When I say hindi kaya, kapag sumobra, lahat naman ng sobra mali. So, kapag sumobra, which is common food ng mga tao, may salt lagi yan. And the pets cannot really process it internally. So, nagkakaroon sila ng renal problem, gastrointestinal, gaya na sabi ko nung una. So, yun yung nagiging cause ng mga complications sa katawan ng pet.
So, you're saying that hindi advisable na pakainin sila ng mga leftover food ng mga adult, ng mga human, kasi may timplang asin yun.
Yes.
Okay.
Especially kung may timpla ng asin. No problem kung papakainin mo, let's say, ng steamed na chicken breast.
Okay.
Or let's say, tuna na walang halong kung ano man. Or let's say, salmon na plain lang, pinakuluan mo lang, or dinarang mo lang sa init. Okay lang yun. Once na binigyan mo ng flavor yun, especially, ayun nga, asin at saka garlic. Imagine garlic is a normal na nilalagay ng pagkain sa tao, di ba? Natin sa pagkain natin. But that can be very dangerous for the pet.
Okay.
So that's one thing. So yun yung mga common na mga nagiging problema ng isang pet, kasi ang mga tao hindi nila alam na hindi pala pwede yun. Binibigyan nila ng pagkain pantao yung pets nila. So, nag-accumulate, nagkakaroon sila ng problema internally sa kanilang katawan.
Apart from the services that you have mentioned earlier, ano pa yung mga pwedeng ma-acquire ng mga nag-aalaga ng animals sa inyong clinic? Kasi nakikita ko yung mga pagkain pa kayo.
Yes. So, aside from that, like what you said, may mga pagkain kayo nakikita, mostly na mga pagkain na binibenta namin dito, mga pet food namin, are veterinary food. Hindi siya yung tipo ng, kunyari pumunta ka sa isang pet shop, meron ka mabibiling pet food like dog food or cat food. Ang mga pet food na meron kami dito are prescription food. Ibig sabihin, halimbawa, okay lang ba na sabihin? Halimbawa, itong gastrointestinal na to. If your pet is suffering for let's say, may problema sa pag-digest, or meron silang current na sakit about sa intestines nila, alright? Ito yung food na kailangan nilang kainin. Ito yung ipe-prescribe ng doctor, kasi yan yung makakatulong na either makagaan para matunaw ng pet yung food nila, or makatulong sa paggaling nila. Kasi aside from, na makain nila or ma-fulfill yung gutom ng pet, may kasama tong medicinal properties para makagaling sa pet.
Mhm.
Meron din kaming diabetic food, meron din kaming food na specific for pets na may kidney problems.
Mhm.
So yun. Biruan nga namin dito sa office sana ang tao ganun din. Kasi pag nagka-problema sa tiyan yung pet, merong gastrointestinal. Sana tayo din na parang ang tao kailangan ko magbawas ng weight kasi kasi ang pet din ganun meron silang weight management na food. Kaya mong bigyan ng food yung pet, it will give them the same feeling of fulfillment sa tummy nila, pero they will not gain weight. So, kung yun yung biro namin na sana tao din gano'n.
Kaya nga.
So, maraming iba't ibang uri. And most of the food that are available here are prescription food.
Are you saying also that may kamahalan ba ang maintenance ng pag-aalaga ng hayop?
Very good question. I'm going to be very transparent. Yes, it is. Especially we are here in Dubai. Alright? Here in UAE. If you are going to have a pet here in the UAE, you have to be ready, and of course you want to be responsible, but you also have to be ready financially wise, because food alone will really cost a lot already, especially if your pet has an existing condition. So let's say for example your pet has a diabetes, then the diabetic food alone, an 8 kg bag would cost you around 407 dirhams, let's say, more or less. So that, and depending on the size of the pet, that can last for 2 weeks or 1 week, or depende sa kung gaano siya kalakas kumain. So yun yan. And of course, kung merong existing condition yung pet mo, definitely bibigyan ka ng doktor ng maintenance medication. Parang gaya lang ng tao. Let's say ikaw ay diabetic, meron ka maintenance meron kang heart condition, may maintenance medicine ka. Ganun din sa pet. And again, in line of transparency, the medications itself will be more expensive versus versus sa gamot ng tao. So yes, it is going to be very challenging financially wise, but what we always say is if you really love to have a pet, then you have to be ready for that. And most of the people naman are responsible enough na kayang i-face yung gano'n.
Okay. Can you enlighten our viewers right now if anyone can manage to take care of any animal? What are the requirements that they need to secure, or they just can accept a gift, an animal gift from their special someone?
That's a very good question. Definitely anyone who is responsible enough can actually take care of a pet here in Dubai or in UAE, provided that they will follow the requirements of the government. The first requirement from the government would be to register your pet, whether it's a cat or a dog. Okay? Now, we call that process the Municipality Registration, wherein we will ask for your Emirates ID and the vaccination booklet, or they call it also the passport of the pet, that has the records of the vaccination that was taken by the pet, mainly the rabies vaccination. Yun ang pinaka-importante. So, for you to be able to freely take care of a pet, and let's say especially for dogs na kung gusto mong i-walk around, make sure na registered sila, kasi if the authorities would see na hindi registered yung pet mo, then they will confiscate the pet. Aside from that, you would also need to have the microchip implanted to your pet. That works in two ways. One is to understand that the pet has an owner, and in the event that the pet gets lost or stolen, and then let's say you reported it to the authorities and they found the pet, they would easily recognize that okay, this pet has an owner because it has a microchip. And then of course you have to follow the rules about the annual vaccinations, because when you get the pet vaccinated on the onset, it doesn't mean that it stops there. You have to make sure that annually you do it, plus to make sure na you do it consistently. Kasi if you don't do it like that, it's your call, but it will give you some problems in the future. Which it's a very long information, but to make it shorter, let's say for example, if you, kasi karamihan dito expat eh, no, like hindi naman tayo lahat dito will stay for long or for the entire, you know, lifetime. But in the event that you need to relocate your pet, let's say you're going to bring it back to the Philippines, one of the requirements is to have an updated annual vaccination, specifically for the rabies shot, kasi that is something that they need to contain. Alright, so yun yun.
Okay, so sir, where can we find the Blue Oasis Veterinary Clinic? What numbers can we call our viewers right now and invite them to visit your clinic?
Alright, so Blue Oasis Veterinary Clinic, we are located here in Dubai Investment Park 1. We are just a few minutes away from the metro station, from the IT metro station. Our landmark would be the Premier Inn Hotel. Our building is right next after Premier Inn Hotel. And if you use Google Maps to locate us, you can just put in Blue Oasis Veterinary Clinic, and the direction there will bring you here directly to our building. Our contact number is 04-884-8580. 04-884-8580. That line is open 24 hours a day. Alright, in case, let's say, after the office hours, you have an emergency and you need to have assistance of a vet, there is an on-call vet that will answer you even in the wee hours of the morning para tulungan kayo sa mga emergency cases nyo. And we are open on the normal days between 9 a.m. until 9 p.m. And on the weekends, we are open from 10 a.m. until 8 p.m.
Thank you very much, Johan, and welcome to the Global Filipino Box.